one question to ask. As I want this session to be very interactive, I need your answers so that I build on top of what we all know together. Right. So my first question, I'm assuming all of us have some biology knowledge. So a question to you all. Can you imagine a new color that you have never seen? Yes, no?
No.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Something that you have never seen, a spectrum that you have never seen, a color that you can imagine, a new color that as an individual you can never, you can imagine by yourself or come up with without even looking at a new color. Yeah. Okay.
Is it really possible? I'm not sure.
So for me, a new color would not be a new color to you because you must have seen it, right? So for me, for example, the color that I see right now, this blue color, I was not sure whether I can make this on PowerPoint until I did it. Or someone said, hey, this is color you can actually use, it's soothing and all. I did not see this color before actually I came across it, right? Similarly are the opportunities. Similarly are the emerging areas. It's very difficult for us today to imagine completely or in its entirety how the today's domain will shape up. Right? I'm very much an example here of a person who have had a rigorous biology training to what I'm doing today. Right? It's a vast difference. If you would have asked me even 5 years ago, what are you thinking or what are you imagining to be? My answers then and today are very, very, very different. It's as different as using WhatsApp over SMS, right? So, who am I? Like, what is this person talking all about? So I have a PhD in structural biochemistry. And I'm also an alumni of University of Hyderabad. I was a molecular microbiology student some time ago. And after my PhD, I moved on to a publishing company, right? And the most common question I would get that, hey, you are in Springer Nature. Are you an editor? Are you a writer? That is the most common question people would ask me. And my answer was no. I was neither an editor. I was not a medical or a scientific writer. I was a product manager. So this term product manager itself was very new to me. I'll explain you how I went there and very quickly briefing about it, right? So what I was doing was creating a digital solution for life scientists. So I had a bit of domain knowledge. I started applying that to a digital solution. Now, what is a digital solution and all? I'll come to that. Because this was a very, very new role to me. This was something that I was learning by the day. I was learning on the job. I started, in order to upskill, I wanted to be a better manager, but better product person. And I started organizing events. So I'm based out of Pune right now. And Product Tank is a community of product managers in different cities. There's a Product Tank in Hyderabad. There's a Product Tank in Bangalore. There's a Product Tank we are going to start in Chennai very soon. There's also in Gurgaon. So there are many product tanks within India. So what do Product Tank do is we organize events, talks, and it's more for a community building for product managers, wherein we invite people from the product professional space. They can be a product director, they can be a software engineer, a user researcher, and so on and so forth. So we invite them, say, hey, do you have a story to tell us? They tell a story to us. This way we learn what is a new domain, what is it that they're doing, and can I apply that in my everyday work? Because I was organizing events and talks, I started getting invitation for podcasts, for recording podcasts, for speaking at different events. And I have hosted multiple of panel discussions. Very recently, or last month, there's a college called as COEP in Pune, and they have an institute that is for incubating startups. And we organized a panel discussion there to talk about products in India and how we make in India can go global as well. Right. So why am I talking all this? Why is it that she's not coming to the point? What is this emerging area and all? So before I want to show that there are a lot of areas, but because now you want to see a new color, what I started as a scientist. I started as someone who had a subject matter, who knew the biology very well. Over the course of time, I gained these skills. So user research as a term, how many of you, the user research is something that you're familiar with, this term?
User research, not much. Since I've shifted to industry just now. So
Dr. Indu and Dr. Subhashri, they have something to tell. Jagdish sir is saying that it is a customer based.
So I'll ask you one more question, okay? Why do you think Apple products are so famous? Or why do you think that WhatsApp is the WhatsApp the way we are using? It's so easy to use.
User friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And quality. I think people, please open up your mics. Feel free to talk.
Yep.
maybe they must have taken the consumer feedback, more user friendly, making more user friendly. I don't know about Apple, but maybe with others, because I am a staunch Google guy. But anyway, yeah.
Okay, Google person also, right? We use Google search every day. I use every day. I use multiple times, right? What makes it so simple?
Branding.
Sorry?
It's brand.
For brand?
Branding doesn't make it. Yeah, it can, but maybe I don't know.
I can.
I think.
Have you used Bard? Have you used Bard?
Haven't yet.
Okay.
Not yet launched here, so haven't yet.
So user research is a skill to understand if you're solving a problem. So I was solving a problem of how can a life scientist accelerate their research? What is the best way? And I started asking multiple questions. And you ask questions, and then you find a pattern that what is the problem that a life scientist is facing? In this case, life scientist was my user, was my intended user. And the user research involves as much intense work as you can think about. Understanding their persona, understanding the geography, understanding where they are working, how they are working, what is the thinking process. Imagine all of this is done by Google, by Apple, by many other companies. Yeah.
Nobody's talking.
Sorry?
Yeah, I think that was by mistake by Farhan. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah. So, and overall, like there was like, I started learning business development. And at some point, when I was at Springer, I started also participating in defining the DEI vision. So how many of you know what is DEI? I know it's emerging areas. DEI is something that is so much around.
Diversity, equality, inclusiveness.
Mm-hmm. Diversity, equity, and inclusivity. Or inclusiveness. Yeah. So I started putting that in the place. Now, these terms, if they are very new to you, right? Please raise your hands. Subhashri, you have a question. You raised your hand. Okay. So yeah. Is there something in the chat? I see there's a lot of buzz in the chat, but there's okay.
No, Dr. Noor was saying that it's diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Super. So here is where I appeal is to adopt an open mindset, right? What is open mindset, right? Like, let me ask you one question. As a biologist, what roles do you think you will be doing after your master's, PhD, postdoc, or any of the degrees that you're, or in any of the space you are in, right? What are the different types of roles that a biologist can do? All of you are biologists, I'm assuming here. Are you all biologists?
Yes.
Yes, no? Am I audible?
Yes.
You're audible, Satyavati.
I muted myself, sorry. So yes.
Yeah.
It was a lot of colorful noise from behind.
Even
So
if you are a chemist? So are you a chemist? Any of you are chemists?
you can say a biochemist. Yeah.
What are the different
Actually-
roles you are in? What is your domain expertise? Let us put that in the chat.
Main expertise.
So actually, Satyavati, ma'am, maybe you can stop sharing your screen and let's start interacting first. Who are our target audience? I think it's really important to understand who are our target audience, because I mean, so everybody, whoever are dialing in today, so FABA Fridays is an initiative that we launched 6 weeks back, mainly to bring everybody onto one platform. It's a networking platform where we all share our thoughts and get mentored or mentor others. So the couple of points are there when you join FABA Fridays. So what are those are like, you need to be really proactive, you need to be open, you need to be collaborative. If you're not typing here, or if you're not opening your mics or cameras, there's no point in staying here. Otherwise, you'll miss a lot of opportunity to meet experts like Satyavati here, Ajit sir is here. So everybody, like, it's very difficult to get their time here. So it's very important for you all to, to open up and come up with, being proactive and speak up. Otherwise, you'll miss a lifetime opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, let me add something here. Okay. I think you got that. I'm glad you mentioned that, Jagdish. I think for all the people who are here, 41 people, I hope I can see all the 41 people. Okay. You are all youngsters. Your future is ahead of you. Okay. You have to open up. There is nothing like right answer, nothing like wrong answer. And this is, I guess, this is free, Jagdish, correct? Okay. And Jagdish and Mamta and Divya and our speaker today, they're making efforts to share their knowledge with you so that it benefits you. These are the tips. You need these tips. I'm talking with my 30 years of experience. Okay. You need people like this to tell you how to interact with each other, where you don't have to hesitate, you don't have to feel shy. If you are not able to open your microphone and then write two sentences or one word, okay, then how will you take the interview? How will you interact with others? How will you listen? There is nothing like wrong and right here. Okay, we are all together. That's why Jagdish is saying this is for networking. We are learning from each other. We teach each other. At the end of it, as we go through this process, you will get some tips that are very, very essential for you. You might ignore it now, but as you look forward to your career, all these are important things. So don't hesitate. There's nothing like a perfect answer, nothing like a wrong answer. Okay. We are all learning along the way, and it is fun. Believe me, this is fun, interacting with others, and hopefully you will get some tips. You should be able to progress your career, whichever way it is, whether it is studies, whether it's going for the interview or going abroad for higher studies, anything. So make best use of this opportunity. Yeah, back to Satyavati.
I think it's more to do with classroom. This thing, I mean, kind of a thing where we don't speak up in the class by we have a fear of speaking in the classroom. Something like, okay, if we give an answer, what will others think? So that fear kind of.
Correct. No, thanks for bringing it up. Okay, let me answer that. That is in the classroom, maybe in your university, in your department. Here, we are all the same.
Yeah.
Okay, we are all the same. We are all here to learn from each other. Take advantage of the speaker. She is making time to explain to you various options. Okay, she's sharing her own experience. She has gone through that. So I think it's important to hear from people who have gone through this experience, okay, and learn from it and then see how it adapts to your situation, right? So please take advantage of it. Back to you, Satyavati. Thank you.
Dr. Indu has an answer. Do you want to speak, Dr. Indu?
Yeah,
Hello, Dr. Satyavati. A very good evening and very good evening to all of you. I'm so sorry I'm not in a position to switch on the video, but that's an amazing question. Thank you so much for the great start. To be honest, yes, as a biologist, the options are humongous. The opportunities, like, there are endless opportunities for the biologist. As I've mentioned in the chat, but the sad part is students aren't aware about it. They are into the education, they are into the subjects, they just read biochemistry, cell biology, molecular biology, immunology, so on and so forth, and completely confined to it. They are not aware about exactly what is the outside world. They are not willing to come out of the box, or they aren't taught. So this is something which is lacking, and that's very much need of the hour. And I'm very much close to Springer Nature, because I've published 4 books with Springer Nature, and I'm so glad seeing your profile, and so nice to have you here. It's a great start. Thank you to FABA, and thank you as well. Over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Indu. I will share screen only when it is required now. Okay. So Dr. Indu have already given us like researchers, a biologist, even a chemist, botanist, zoologist, a domain expert, someone who has a subject matter, can be a teacher, a scientific writer, can be a journalist, can be a reviewer. Now, let me open up what else, right? Many, they can be also policy advisors. So, do you know what is a policy? Where is the policy made? I need answers. Come on, policy. Anything that is in the news, we tweet left and right, and now we are not answering it. What is a policy?
Governments. Government initiative.
Boardrooms of governments. Bureaucrats, mostly.
Even companies make their policies, right? R&D companies. Anything that you start, FABA might have several policies, right? Like now, if someone is having to is coming here for free, you would have something written down somewhere. And then, how many of you are on Instagram or use social media?
Good. That's nice to see.
People who cannot switch on their video, they can raise their hands also. On Zoom, there is reaction button. You can put a, and then you can also either give a thumbs up or do this or yeah.
Oh, this is good. Yeah.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah. So all of you know Instagram and use Instagram. Biologist can also be, or chemist can also be, a social influencer. Now, influencer is a new type of career, right? Many people, you might be thinking, hey, how people are dancing on Insta, maybe that is, but then there are pages by naturalists who record how a fungus or a mushroom sound. They do the small experiments, they record it, and they put it on. Do you know about this? Yes.
YouTube,
no?
yes. YouTube, yes. I mean, people, I subscribe to those pages, so
you can also switch on your mic, type it. I will not repeat it again. Huh? Sorry.
Am I audible?
Okay.
Am I audible?
They can also be. So, if someone is speaking, yeah.
Dr. Satyavati, I think there is some glitches in your voice.
Divya, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Hello.
I was confused whether I'm able to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, Satyavati, we can't hear you.
So I think there are some technical problems, sir.
Okay.
Screen froze.
Yeah, she's typing here.
Yeah. Your screen froze.
Yeah, I think you're back. Can you?
Back.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
So a biologist can also be an innovation manager or an innovation person. A biologist can also be a consultant. a chemist can be a consultant. Are you aware of these words? Innovation consultants, innovation managers.
Yes.
Then also startup founders. FABA is one such example. You can also be marketing managers. So there are so many options. And hence I'm saying you can, if you are closed up, then you'll only see colors that are coming in front of your eyes. You'll never seek new colors. I'll have one more question.
Satyavati, there may be some bandwidth issue. So if you want to turn off your video and see whether that will improve, we can't hear you.
Dr. Ajit, meanwhile, can you please enlighten the students and continue what he's talking about?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I'll be glad to. Okay. Yeah, till Satyavati comes on board, I'll tell you, the opportunities, okay, beyond biology. We are talking about biology. Satyavati, are you there?
Yeah, I was kicked out actually, so I didn't.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can continue, and I'll be glad to add from my experience as to what the opportunities are, okay? But please remember anything, right now it's all training. Okay, whether you're doing a master's, you're doing PhD, a postdoc, just assume that it's all training. Okay. So during this training period, try to learn as much as you can about your field, but also learn from your colleagues. Also learn from the neighboring department. Talk to people, just sitting in your lab, doing your work and saying that, hey, I got some nice papers. Yeah, it will help you only in that area. But the knowledge beyond that is tremendous. Okay, that's what Satyavati is talking about. Okay, so unless you venture out, okay, beyond what you know, things are going to be difficult because you will not have any conversation with anybody unless you try to learn what is there in the world, what is outside your work, and then then develop whether it is of your interest or you're not interested. It's not of your interest. So I strongly encourage you to build things beyond your interest. And as I said, all this is just a basic training, whether it's a PhD, postdoc, master's, bachelor's, anything, is just to lay a foundation and then you build on it. Okay. In particular, if you're in biology or chemistry, let me give a couple of examples. Okay, I think Satyavati listed a lot of them. Okay, let me give you examples of intellectual property. Okay. Intellectual property, you may think, oh, it's a totally different world. I don't know how to write a patent. Okay. I don't know what is required for the patent. Okay. I can't be a patent lawyer because everybody says patent is a patent lawyer. Yeah. But the basics is still chemistry. Basics is still biology. Basics is engineering, whoever it is. Okay. And they are required. They're very much required to help out people who are writing the patent being written by a lawyer, but all the information and the substance comes from hardcore scientists, whether it's biology or chemistry. Okay, so there are opportunities there. Or you are talking about, we call it as, project management. If you know how to run the program, if you have done it during your master's, your PhD, postdoc, if somebody says that, okay, this is how I want to run my experiment. Okay, how much time you think it will take? You know that already, right? So you become a part of project management saying that, okay, this is how much time it will require to do this type of work. So, you will be able to finish this particular project in 3 months and you won't be able to do it in 1 month because these are all the various things that are required to deliver. Okay. To do that, it's not that making a spreadsheet. You have to have a knowledge, and that knowledge can be biology. That knowledge can be chemistry. I think that's what we are talking about here. If people are in engineering, again, attending this talk, absolutely, it will apply. So broaden your horizon. Try to get, foundation laid in the area of your interest, and then slowly go to other areas. Don't shy away from talking to people, networking, and learning. Okay, perhaps I have to give it back to Back to Satyavati, she is a speaker and not me.
You're also speaking very well, so I was listening very intently.
Yeah, I'm feeling the space for you.
Thank you so much. It's really needed. I think it's only both of us who are speaking now.
Yeah,
Others
yeah.
are very shy today. Huh? So, how many of you have used ChatGPT?
Have used once, but still, as my professor said, let me use the normal inquisitiveness, keep the inquisitiveness alive. I mean, I'm not against ChatGPT, but I still want to have a inquisitiveness alive. Again, this is between me and Dr. Suresh, so that is between us. But
So,
again,
I
our
think-
company is being into generative AIs. Yeah.
Then what are then the alternatives of ChatGPT? If it is, let's say, if it is not inquisitive, now you want to maintain your inquisitiveness. What
Yeah,
are the
I'll still want to use the Google,
Mhm.
use the normal search, and still not a kind of a everything coming on my screen kind of a thing, where I want to keep my inquisitive alive by asking questions, thinking what, then typing it in Google, finding out papers, etc., etc.
But it is doing some job for you. It's a good
Yeah.
assist.
Yeah,
I'm now
my
like kind of.
yeah,
I asked
my
questions
company
all.
is going in that direction, but then I somehow am just not yet comfortable with that.
Okay, is it
Maybe in
because
future,
you
I don't know.
understand the system very well, or it is?
Maybe yes, and I've used it, not Chat GPT, but something like that, generative AI in another software, but
Hmm.
I'm still
Okay.
At
How many?
FABA, we use ChatGPT like anything.
yeah, all
Farhan
the
and
mails.
Shahmad, they get a PhD in ChatGPT.
What are the other alternatives? There are many alternatives now for ChatGPT. No, have
Yeah,
you?
Copy.ai is a good one.
Bard, Google's Bard. Have you used?
Bard is waste, ma'am. Like when I used it for writing a mail, it told me that it's just in language AI, you can do that thing. It's just waste.
No, you cannot say that as waste because it is embedded into
It's
the search.
temporarily working on
Yeah,
it,
it
but
is
now
embedded into the search. So that is where. So see, it has not yet been released in India. So once it releases, then it will revolutionize
I think,
the search.
Anand, let's stick to the basics. So it's not about argument what it is, what is not. Just stick to what Satyavati is asking.
So,
Used or not?
there are many of them, right? There are a lot of large language models, and there are a lot of generative AI is now the trend. Why I'm asking this question is because that is leading me to the next one. Is all of you know about Netflix, right?
Yes.
Do you know? Yes, no. Netflix is something.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Are these tech companies or content focused companies?
Both.
Mm-hmm. Only one person is speaking. Anyone on chat?
I think content drives Netflix. Like without content, there's no Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's both tech and
You can
content.
use its technology. No, you can still use the technology. Something with it. It might not be content.
It goes hand in hand.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now, are you aware of any of these three companies? Are you aware of Bensai? Yes, no?
No.
Okay. AlphaGo?
Not aware of any.
No.
Not aware of any of the three.
Benevolent? Nothing. No. Okay.
Nothing. No.
Now,
Yeah, benevolent. Yeah, I think it's a great company. Okay, on for designing drug discovery molecules.
Perfect. Now, I'll repeat the question, okay? So Bensai, if you go to their website, they say Bensai is reimagining science. So what they do is they work on antibodies. They use AI. So my leading question is Bensai or a benevolent AI, so because you know about it, right, is a biology company or an AI company?
I think both by looking at the website.
What is the foundation of it. What is the engine? Engine is tech, right? And the
Yes.
subject is biology, right? Now, what kind of jobs do these companies offer? I think it's very important to know, because this is kind of trending, or rather redefining how we do research, how we do biology, how we do chemistry. Are you aware that Microsoft have released saying that they are going to work on 250 years of chemistry, and then they are going to convert into 25 years. In the next 25 years, they want to do many products on that. I think it was an Azure chemistry. Let me just see. This one. Are you aware?
No.
No.
This is just very recent news. This is what they say. And Microsoft, as we know, is a tech company.
Yeah.
Right? Botany, as well as botany, zoology. People are creating AR and VR systems to understand how plants will look like without even going to the plant, without even looking at the animal in the real life. You can do that. Point being, the future is going to look very different, right? If you go to the bedside and if you go for their career, if I put science as their filter for career and getting new jobs, this is what I see. If I go to benevolent AI and who says complex biology unlocked, they use AI as a technique. They are, I think, one of the first companies or whose drug is now getting into human trials. I'm not sure. I need to confirm that. Now, this is what the job offers are. Similarly, if you go to Microsoft Research, Google Research, they require expertise, but they also require something that they really say, you will join a cross-functional team. It's very, very clearly written in the third sentence. It will be across. I do not see that pure biology role, pure chemist role. I see that getting very less over the years of time, right? Any questions so far? Any doubts? Any?
Dr. Satyavati, yeah, my name is Noor. Yeah. Now I get where you're going with this. Yeah, you're telling us about the diversity in jobs, how generative AI is going to revolutionize the future, right? But don't you think that specific pure science will get really important? Why? Because all this AI is actually fed data, right? It does not creatively imagine something new, right? So if you want like research, which is the bleeding edge research, which is actually pure science, right? I understand an amalgamation of different sciences coming together and creating a new branch with new opportunities. I'm talking about pure development, right? So that information has to be fed into AI, and then you can have several permutation combinations of that, right? So right now, I believe that I might ask for your advice that generative AI is going to revolutionize the jobs, the plenty of jobs outside. But don't you think that pure science is going to be really important right now?
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. See, generative AI or LLM, large language models, right? They use everything in what is available to them. It's not specialized for bio. It's not specialized for chemists, right? This is the next steps. So these are where most companies are also going. Okay, how now we'll define this subject. What I'm trying to tell is also that these tools will accelerate the way you work. It will take away some part of your regular redundant work. It will be a good assistant to you. It also means you need to upskill. What we were doing to spend so much time in writing, and there's so many redundant tasks, right? People are talking about scientists who will work who is a robot. There are people working on it. there's automated lab systems. There are automated electronic lab notebooks. They're all out there right now, scientists using it, no matter which field they are. And these are the companies that are run by these same biologists and machine learning engineers together, doing something marvelous out there. It's important to be aware of it as well. To have that kind of horizon, hey, where are we heading? It's very, very important to ask that question. I'm not saying that we leave so I'm still a biologist, right? In my work today, although my team has 90% of computational people, what I'm doing is creating products using computational science in different domains. I'm not saying I'm creating new domains, but I'm seeing on everyday basis how it's influencing the way the research, the work is going ahead. And I absolutely agree that the core sciences will become even more important. But it's like, few years ago, we were lighting our home with a fire or a candle or a diya, right? Now it's electricity, that's the same light is happening. How many of us are using candle to light our home or a diya to light our home? It will be same. If you would have said, hey, no, I just need light, candle is okay, thing would have not been the same. So what I'm saying is to just it's very.
Can I add something here? Noor and Satyavati. I think the primary takeaway message here is, be aware. Okay, I absolutely agree, Noor. Good stuff goes in, good stuff comes out. Okay, we need very good science to be done so that any models that's developed by any of these programs that you talk about has to completely rely on that. So we have to have very good data that's going into the public domain, so that can benefit for developing all these AI tools and coming up with the hypothesis and data and everything else. But the main reason here is to tell people, be aware of all these things that are there and take advantage of it. And if your strength is one particular area, but also keep looking around. There may be other areas that might be of interest to you, that might contribute to your work. Okay, so and then you will be able to expand. And I like Satyavati, thanks for showing that particular job description where they say cross-functional. Okay, so if there is, let's just take an example. Okay, so somebody goes for an interview. I see a couple of questions there. Do they hire people? Okay, so they may say, okay, we need a hardcore biologist and somebody working on E. coli or whatever. I'm just giving that as an example. If you say, I know everything about E. coli, they may say, oh, by the way, do you know how to run this software for identifying pathways within E. coli? You may say, no, I'm just growing E. coli and testing some enzymes and pathways and all these things. But you have to have some knowledge about some of the softwares that are available for running pathways, running genomic analysis, right? So that's exactly what we are talking about. John, build your strength in the foundation, but be aware of other tools that will make things easy for you. So you go for an interview and they say, okay, you have worked on E. coli, but we want you to talk to somebody else. You should be able to say, I know what that is. Okay, I'll talk to this person and then get that done. Okay, that's all it is. It's not that you need to know hardcore about other areas, but you have to be aware as to what are all the techniques, tools that are available at your disposal. Okay, that makes things easy for the company, so that they say, oh, okay, this will be a cross-functional team. We have biologists here, we have chemists here, we have few things that Satyavati was talking about, so that they will work as a team, learn from each other, and take it forward. Okay. Yeah, I'll stop it there. Back to you, Satyavati.
Yeah, I think Dr. Rajit, you made it very clear. Anybody who is working in basic biology or chemistry and physics needs the knowledge in other areas also. Complex problems of biology, when he is working on, he needs the knowledge of computers, mathematics, statistics, no data science, everything is also embedded into the thing. Otherwise, we will not be able to address the problems in any domain. So it has become mandatory now to have interdisciplinary expertise also. So it need not be expert in other areas, but you have to be aware of the knowledge in other disciplines also. Then only you will be able to better address the problem, whatever that you are addressing as a basic scientist also.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Adana.
If I can add to what Professor Redana sir said, it's if I can explain my own thing. I'm a hardcore biologist by background and all. So in the company that I'm working, Navy Point Health, we do all the genomic analysis and microbiome analysis. So I don't have any expertise in bioinformatics or how do they pick the 16S rRNA sequencing and all that. But at least I was asked to know, at least to crack the interview or something. They were expecting how OTUs are picked. OTUs basically operational taxonomic units. And then what is the difference between ASV, which is amplicon sequence variant, and OTUs. And then if you do complete genomic sequencing, shotgun sequencing, okay, how do you do that? And what is metaplan and then crack and etc. etc. Not that I don't have to know how it is really done. We have analytics team for it, but at least I should know the theory. So what is happening, so that I can apply my knowledge of biochemical analysis and then use that for microbial analysis, how to grow the company and use new techniques and all. That is what is happening. So we need to have knowledge about what is happening, and especially with fusing bioinformatics and biology. You might not be a jack of all trades, but at least having some theoretical knowledge is essential.
Yeah. Back to Satyavati. I think we are taking over your session.
No, I think it's amazing. So Anjali and have something said, pure research work, right? Though it's inevitable, will completely erase the pure research work. Can you please explain this?
Who's the Anjali?
Anjali K. If you're not fine, you can also type it, right? So what is pure research work? So I would like to highlight one thing. Pure research, how was it in 1950s? We read about microbiology. What was the first way of growing microorganisms? How it has evolved today? How did we record data in 1920s? And how are we recording data today? Vast difference. Does this mean that we are not doing pure research work? Answers, please. Either say yes, no, tell something,
I believe, Dr. Satyavati, that the pure research which is happening as an amalgamation of several things coming in together. Like, for example, the technology has enabled us to do pure research in an efficient fashion, right? We are more efficient now, right? So the idea, I believe, what you're trying to communicate to us is that it's always an emerging idea that we need to be aware as well as use the tools available at hand so that we can progress further. Like, for example, now the interdisciplinary aspect to anything, for example, pure sciences, like what doctor said right now, that we need to understand how this pure science can progress with the help of, let's say, mathematics, like with the help of, let's say, a completely different subject. And how do you mix them together and see what results can come? So I believe, to answer your question in a short format, the pure science progresses further also with the help of other aspects, other tools at hand.
There is something, you point this out very nicely, this theory of serendipitous interactions. As biologists, we know that a lot of things like penicillin, these are all serendipitous observations. Like this happened, this was not planned, right? This is because people were observing, because people were understanding what is going on behind this. My questions are leading to that also. Are you aware?
May I just speak one sentence? So I see the numbers dropping. So I mean, usually we have mixed type of audience. We have basic students who are BScs, MScs, PhDs, even beyond and from many countries like Nigeria, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and many countries. So whoever are in the audience, if you are not understanding anything, don't worry about getting to know everything, because some language could be high level language because the speakers are from high level. They have grown to such level, and you will also be growing there. So if you are not understanding, just be patient. Slowly you will understand. So don't try to quit the meeting because you will really miss this kind of interaction, such kind of high level knowledge. So it's a journey. All these FABA Fridays, it's not planned for only 1 week. We will have it every week. So really continue the journey. You will learn a lot. So don't quit the meeting. Stay here. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Also, if I can add, Jagdish, everybody doesn't know everything. Okay. All of us know a little bit, and we learn from others. So hang in there.
I'll try and make this session more fun. Okay, let me ask you very important, or rather, what do you do in your free time? Let's start with that. What do you do in your free time?
Tough question to answer because I do so many things.
Okay, let me ask another. How do you invest your time?
Okay. Learning about geopolitics, learning about new things which are happening in biology, by subscribing to channels, spirituality, whatnot, everything in between. This extreme to that extreme and everything in between.
Anyone else? Social media, YouTube, fantastic. Good, I'm looking at answers. So when I say invest, right, all of you are here today, you have invested your time to learn something new. This is an investment, what you're doing with your time. And if it is very difficult, please raise your hands and say, hey, this is too advanced. Hey, this is not what I'm interested in. Tell me where I'll get my jobs also, right? For that, you have LinkedIn. For that, you have, what I'm trying to get at is the words that you'll start using to do your job search may not be relevant next year. The same terms, if I say biologist, if I search in LinkedIn, I might get the same old jobs, which might look, hey, it's everything is going fine. Like why are we talking about emerging sciences? But I'm trying to see show you the other side of the world, the colors that you have not seen, right? So yeah. So how many of you have read Mythbreaker, this book? Do you know this person?
Yeah. Icon.
Kiran Mazumdar.
Have you read this book? It's
not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Have you read this book? Deep Work. Can you see it?
Oh wow, Noor Mohammed has in his hand. What a coincidence, Noor Mohammed. Yeah.
You can see this, right? Deep Work. How many of you not read? Now I'll show you another book. Okay. How many of you have? Let me just unblur this. Have this Power and Prediction.
Power and Prediction. No. Okay.
No?
Disruptive Economics of Artificial Intelligence. No.
I'll tell you why I'm showing all these 3 books, right? All these 3 books have significant covering of biology, chemistry, and how they have nicely explained how certain discoveries were done, how a person has brought out a company altogether. And when you say power and prediction, it also says the economics behind science. So when I say invest in time, right, we are talking about emerging. We are talking about interdisciplinary. We are talking about what is there next in future. As Ajit, as Noor, and as Redana sir have said, like you have to be as vast. Try and study something that is explaining the same concept in a different manner. This is when you will start gauging what is really out there. It might look difficult. It was extremely difficult for me today. It's still extremely difficult for me to explain what is Gen AI to someone. However, knowing that Gen AI exists, LLM exists, is sometimes good enough, right? So most of you, are you doing a bachelor's, master's, PhD? What are you doing right now?
Finishing all, apply.
I've completed all of this.
Does finishing all apply?
You are doing PhD, if you are master's, if you're assistant professor, all is free.
So I just don't want that you answer me now, right? It's just that, do you have answers for these questions? What is your career motivation? Do you have answers to this question?
Will you measure
What problem do you want to solve in your life?
That is
do you
subjective. What is the path to it?
How are you measuring, or how will you measure your own success?
That is subjective, which I.
You have your answer with you.
Yeah.
Do you know what is the path that will lead to that? If not, what is the path is usually, it starts with what is your own vision, what is your own goal, what is your own objective, and what is your own planning. Okay, you'll be like, hey, all of these are words, huh? But then how do I get there? There are three ways. You have to prepare.
Yeah.
Like to
Yeah, Satyavati. Yeah, if I can just say, I don't want people to get buried just looking at that, saying that I've not done anything. You don't have to do. This is all over the years and years. Okay, what Satyavati is telling you is not, oh my God, I don't know any of these things. How do I take the interview? No. That's not what she is referring to. Okay, you'll have to think about it. Okay, just putting some thoughts in you, saying that, wow, these are all the things I need to work on next 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Okay, just helps you to refine your thought process and streamline your thinking, saying that, wow, okay, I think I need to do it over next 1 or 2 years. It's not that you need it tomorrow for your interview. Yeah, please go ahead, Satyavati. I didn't want people to get scared.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll ask, put these questions to everyone. What you can do is put them in your notebooks or wherever you write your notes. Okay, and over the next few months, try and answer this. Not today, not tomorrow. You can look at it as a semester project. You can look at it as a master's project, any project. Try and understand there are many videos out there. So I don't want to repeat what other videos have been saying, right? There's a lot of it. Then there's these questions that I want to say. When you say clear vision, goal, and objectives, every job that you will apply, they will ask you this question. Okay, so what is your own vision? What is your own, so write it down like somewhere. And for each, maybe if you're writing on the notebook, if you're using any method, step by step, go for it. And what you need to do also is identify your own strengths, weaknesses. What are the opportunities out and threats? This is not a one-day job. Okay, this is a thing that you need to do continuously. I haven't not done this exercise for last 1 year, but I have done it at the beginning of last year. It took me good about 1.5 months of focus, because I have started reading a lot of books. I have started reading, interacting, because when I came to Pune, I hardly knew anyone. And then most of the job was new. What I started doing was interacting with people who understand my language in the first place. Like whatever I was speaking, that has to register, right? And then What are they listening to? Are they listening to podcast? Are they listening to which podcast are they listening? For example, I'm now listening to Barbershop with Shantanu. Very interesting. He's exploring what are the Indian companies and how are they dealing with scale and the problems at scale. What are the factors they are dealing with on everyday basis? I like it. I'm very, very attentive listening to it. Then I have subscribed to Harvard Business Review. It is expensive, but I still subscribe to it. It teaches me how do I deal with different situations. It's a nice notebook, it's a nice cheat for me. So, okay, I'll put it. I'll maybe give you the links of Barbara, just a second. You're aware of the company called McKinsey?
Company called?
Of course, McKinsey.
McKinsey. Yeah.
They also publish amazing articles. So here, right, I can also go on LinkedIn and show you these are all the jobs, these are all the opportunities, these are all the skill set. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to teach you how to cook rather than serve you the food on the platter. Right. So these are the methods. Like people have used multiple methods. This is what I have been using diligently. Then I store my work in whatever I've done, either in Google Drive, because if I'm on travel, if I'm in train, I can just quickly open my phone and read what I have just downloaded. Instead of putting on one machine, I have it in Google Drive. It's on cloud. You have to be making templates. So if any one of you are writing research papers, thesis, any one of you writing that? Have you created your own Google Doc or Word doc template?
Yes.
Yes.
We work on Google Sheets literally every day.
If you have not done templates, please. Otherwise, you will tend to do so many regular mistakes that could have even avoided. Automate your work as much. I automate my work as much as I can. I give it to the machine and machine takes care of it. So, yeah. Now, so a few things, right? What you should do now? If you want to really get into emerging spaces, get into what is out there, prepare yourself that not every day is going to be the same. It's challenging. You will have a lot of imposter syndrome. I use Notion, actually. I also use Notable for writing my notes, and it's a great tool, basically. Yeah. So Notion has this tool. It also connects the network. Like it also shows you which two. I really like that. It's free. These are all free tools. What we use. We are also scientists at some point. So, so other thing was, prepare, be an open mind. It is going to be challenging. It's tough. Best things don't come the easiest ways. So keep at it. Network. FABA is a great channel for networking. What I see now here is people are in listening and I'm in a monologue phase. It has to be more network. You need to ask me even tougher questions. Hey, you're talking all of this, but you have not even told us what companies are hiring now. I'm like, no one asked me this question. No one asked me the question. I was expecting.
It is there. Somebody asked you that question.
The hiring freshers. I asked, what is fresher? What is fresher?
Yeah.
Because I was a fresher even after my PhD. I was a fresher for a tech company, right?
Yeah.
So
The same thing. I myself am a fresher for my company that I'm working on.
Someone's told me to share a screen. I'll just share my
That
screen.
has not yet been shared. She'll share in a minute.
So can you see my screen?
Yeah, this one. Oh, you are using Google Sheet, Google PPT. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to, so that I remove dependencies as much as I can. So it's there. So you have to learn new technologies, new methodologies. Agile is a word that is being used quite a lot. So you need to know what is agile. You need to know how to present. Writing has to be really at the tip of your fingers now. Because you type so much on WhatsApp and on Google and also, and then some technical skills you need to start applying, start acquiring from the tech world, from the emerging world. The way you can start understanding so that you are in your safe zone, but you have to come out of your comfort zone. There is no other way but to come out of it, is joining organizations as a volunteer. So a FABA is one way that you can volunteer. There's so many product tanks. If you go on meetup.com, right? There are meetups. You are aware of meetups? So, are you aware of this site, Meetup? This is one way where people of similar thought process, they say, hey, we are meeting in this space. Do you want to, this is for Product Tank. And then I'm part of many such Product Tanks events. Okay. This is one way, right? There meetup.com. Then there's LinkedIn groups that are on the skill oriented. There are hackathons. There are communities that are specific to these functions. So for example, if you're interested in innovation, there are a lot of communities out there in Hyderabad and in India, in any country, right? Or if they're not, you start one. You start that community. You start organizing this event so that you exchange knowledge. Then keep current. You have to be very current with what is happening, what is published, what is in technology. You need to be very, very aware of it. This is not an easy job. If you have a lunch break of 15 minutes, use that very wisely. You eat as well as learn. If you really are someone who wants to do something in the career, right? So there are mentors. So for example, I know that Ajit, you can be a great mentor. Then Pradana sir is a mentor. Then Jagadish is one mentor. Seek out those mentors who have a similar background or has explored their careers amazingly well. Ask them questions, ask them tough questions. We are in your age, things would have been easy, but in my age, it's not. People would ask me this question, when you started, there were so few people. I said, I didn't start 50 years ago. I started 6 years ago, so yeah. Anyways, if you want to take a screenshot of this, and then it should be fine. Any questions? Can speak endlessly on every topic.
Can you go back
I just need
previous slide?
Yeah, just a second.
Print screen.
These are again some ways. I have not put it as an exhaustive list here. But maybe you can print this out and say, are you an open-minded person? Yes, no. If yes, how do you know this? Yes, no. Those kind of flow, there is a flow chart for it. Then you know for yourself. Self-inquiry, critical thinking.
Just hold on, I'm just.
If you want, I can print the screen. I can share it with the FABA people and they can.
I have printed the screen. I've just selected it. Where did it go? I don't know. Maybe into Microsoft Cloud. I don't know.
Okay. It might be in your desktop.
Yeah. Just checking it.
Any questions? If you do not have questions to me, I really do not know if you have understood or it was just went above your head. Huh?
Yeah, that was fantastic. When guys, see, if I have to share the story of Albert Einstein, he did not have any quote unquote theory of relativity kind of knowledge and anything. He was just a clerk in a patent office. He read all the patents. That is how he got an idea. Those called Einsteinian thought experiments. he had that in the brain. That is what I do myself. Just sit and have those thought experiments and then come out with it. That is how he came out with theory of general relativity, theory of special relativity, and whatnot. So it's basically anybody can anybody can achieve anything. Known is a drop and unknown is an ocean. Rajnikant told it 25 years ago. So I'm just addressing the juniors there, so who are not speaking or anybody.
If you know someone in person, call them out. Maybe they're too shy. You know, it is possible.
I don't know. I don't know anybody in person except for Jagdish and you. So, and Redana sir anyway, I cannot. So he is
We
my
can
mentor
ask
and
why.
all. He is
I
my
can
mentor. So yeah, sir is my
Wait.
mentor.
Anand Agra. Channakeshwar, you want to speak anything? I mean, Channakeshwar, I really appreciate that you are joining the meetings because he's coming from a very rural background, and I'm also so happy and to see that he's picking up English and everything. And we also have many people from Nigeria, like Anthony, Channakeshwar. Feel free to speak, ask any questions because now you are starting your career.
You're on mute, Channakeshwar, you're on mute. No, can you unmute చేయరా?
మీకు తెలుగు వస్తే లైక్ అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి ఆర్ ఫోన్ కాల్ చేయండి లేకపోతే you have the phone number.
I think there's some issue from his side. So Dr. Indu has some question here.
Sorry, Doctor?
Indu, how can we prepare a Google Doc template when you write research paper?
Yeah, she's answered me.
Oh, okay, they're great.
I was cynical.
She answered me in a very simple, innovative way. Thank
Great.
you. See, there are a lot of there are a lot of YouTube videos. Okay, the way I learned how to create a template was go on YouTube, search, go on Google, search. They'll give you very detailed how do you create a template, especially for research thesis if you're doing something like that. Yeah. And you can use your own font if you like, font size of, yeah. If people do not understand English, or if I spoke too fast, right, I can speak Hindi and Telugu and Marathi, not other languages beyond this. If you want me to repeat something in any other language, in like Telugu, Marathi, or Hindi, please feel free to say that.
Hello.
Yes.
Anthony.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, I say good afternoon from Nigeria.
Good afternoon.
I've listened to you keenly. Thank you for the way you make your presentation. What I have used, you are trying to make us understand that there's our present knowledge. We should try as much as possible to venture into some other aspects that are interconnected with what we have. I am a medical scientist. I am a biochemist. I am an analytical chemist. I started my career as a nurse. I'm also a nurse. Scientist. That the bulk of what I do is bio-risk management and then quality management system. I'm delving into so many different interrelated, because if I say I'm going to rely on, for instance, as a medical lab scientist, or the one you call biomedical scientist, rely on just working in the laboratory on the bench. And if every medical lab has graduated as a medical lab scientist will come up and say he wants to work on the bench as a medical lab scientist in the lab, there won't be space for all medical science.
Anthony,
I think that is what
your voice is breaking like anything. Do you want to sum up in one sentence?
Okay, let me.
You can switch off your video if I can also switch off my video. Just
Hello.
Yes, Anthony. You can turn off your camera and speak. It's better to save your bandwidth.
Yeah.
Should I put off the video?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, please. Yeah. Then you can speak.
All right. What I was saying is that it is necessary, it is important to delve a little outside your main field of studies. There are so many interconnecting places, that is work that can get into and be relevant. She was talking about bringing on, she showed us some books there where she said chemistry, biology, and some other subjects have been dealt with seriously in those books. And I connected it with what she presented, asking us if we have used ChatGPT before. There's someone like me, I have used an alternate aspect of the
I think we are losing you, Anthony. So don't worry. So let's move to another person.
Dr. Anthony, you can put your question in the chat box if possible.
You need to mute him, Divya.
Yeah.
Let's ask him to put it in the chat.
Okay. Anything else?
Someone asked, how can be a innovation consultant, right? So one way that you can try is look for companies that are now, you have LinkedIn. Do you have access to LinkedIn? Shrutakirti, if I pronounce your name correctly.
Yes, ma'am.
So on LinkedIn, what you can do is you just search the innovation consultant. You'll get profiles of people, right? And you will see their journey. Second of all is if there are job profiles, look at their job description, step by step. And then see where are you in that, just to see whether they ask for biology expertise or chemistry expertise. And if they say cross-functional, what do they mean by cross-functional? Sometimes cross-functional is you have to interact with different type of expertise. It's not interdisciplinary. It can be marketing, someone who's in marketing sales. It can be cross-functional. So one way to do is, it's not a straight way because for none of these, there are courses available. So to be a data scientist, there's a course. To be a product manager, there's a course on YouTube or on Coursera or Udemy. For even innovation, for being a consultant, also there is a course. So what you do is you start exploring whether there are courses for it and be very diligent about it. Really go through. There's a course starting and you're doing something else. Please do not try and do that. It really hinders the process completely. So yeah. There's one way to do it. Or ask people who are innovation.
I mean, maybe I can answer. I was a type of innovation consultant, right? So I think Shrutakirti, it's always the subject matter expertise that you bring onto the table. So when there is a problem, so as a consultant, you kind of solve a problem. So people come to you with some kind of problems, you give a solution for that. And as an innovation consultant, it's always, I mean, at least we looked into many areas like value-added healthcare, which is called VBH, value-based healthcare. So we used to look at what patient journey is like. If you are making a innovation, so where does a patient fit exactly? Like, so we used to do a lot of models. So I think it's a job. When the title is innovation consultant, basically you are consulting somebody into what they're looking for. So what is their problem and how you can solve through innovation. And there are many types of consulting, auditing consulting, or risk management consulting, a lot of things. So innovation is just a term there.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any other question? Or it's open for interaction. You can ask each other also. I see a very familiar name, Hare Krishna, but I do not know if the same Hare Krishna. Abha, if I know you, you are the same Abha.
Are there any fans of Satyavati here?
There is nothing. Abha, you can open your mic. Huh? So she's one of the PhD students who have had many first author papers. She's just finished her thesis. She's a chemist by training.
Ma'am, Satyavati ma'am, I need to leave, but many thanks for joining us today and helping everybody. So if anyone who has any doubts later after the session, you can reach out to Farhan, who will be sending an email. Then he will send it to Satyavati. I will leave now. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Jagdish. I think I'd also are we nearing the closure? Divya, I don't have many notes. If there are no questions, then we need to close.
Yeah, sure. So Dr. Noor has beautifully compiled all your takeaway lessons, and I am saving this for the benefit of other audience. Yeah, thank you for sending